When I first began studying muscle loss in people over 60, I thought I understood it completely. I believed it was just part of aging, something we couldn't control. But years of research and thousands of patients later, I realized that what we often call aging is in fact something very different. It's not the years that make us weak. It's what happens inside the body when we stop feeding our cells the right way. My name is Dr. Michael Harrison. I've spent over 3 decades working with men and women who felt their bodies slowly slipping away. They came to my clinic exhausted, frustrated, and afraid. They told me things like, "Doctor, I walk every day, I eat healthy food, but I still feel weaker." Some had stopped lifting groceries, others couldn't climb stairs without holding onto the railing. I saw once active people become prisoners in their own bodies, and for years I gave them the same advice everyone else did. Exercise more, eat more protein, get better sleep. But something wasn't adding up. Many of them did everything right and still got weaker. That's when I realized there was a missing piece. What I discovered shocked even me. Muscle loss after 60, what we call sarcopenia, isn't just about movement. It's about how the body uses nutrients. Your muscles don't grow from exercise alone. They grow when your body has the right environment to rebuild them. And that environment depends on specific vitamins and minerals that activate muscle regeneration. When those nutrients are missing, the body enters what I call muscle hibernation mode. It starts conserving energy instead of rebuilding. You can exercise all you want, but without the right vitamins, your muscles simply won't respond. They stop listening to the signals your brain sends. I remember one patient, her name was Margaret, a 67-year-old grandmother full of life and humor. She told me, "Dr. Harrison, I still feel young inside, but my body refuses to cooperate." She wasn't lazy, she was trying, but every month she felt her legs getting heavier, her balance declining, her energy vanishing. So I decided to try something new. Instead of changing her workouts, I changed her nutrition at night. I gave her a slow-release vitamin blend that I had been studying, one designed to support nighttime recovery. I wanted to see if her muscles could rebuild while she slept. The results were remarkable. In less than 2 weeks, Margaret called me and said, "Doctor, I feel something different. My mornings are lighter, my sleep is deeper, my body isn't fighting me anymore." By the 4th week, she had regained strength in her legs, her posture improved, and her confidence returned. That moment changed everything for me, because it confirmed what I had suspected all along. The body never forgets how to heal. It just needs the right tools. And one of those tools is the correct balance of vitamins that stimulate repair and muscle activation. Most people don't realize that 80% of muscle rebuilding happens at night. During deep sleep, the body releases growth hormones that repair tissue and strengthen fibers. But this only happens if your body has the right nutrients available. Without them, those hormones have nothing to work with. It's like trying to build a house without bricks. That's why I started calling this discovery the Night Muscle Activation Protocol. It's simple. Support the body with the right vitamins before bed and let your natural biology do the rest. I'm not talking about expensive gym memberships or long morning runs. I'm talking about working with your body, not against it. When you understand how your muscles regenerate, you can rebuild strength at any age, 60, 70, even 90. Now, let me be clear. This isn't some miracle pill or marketing slogan. It's science. Real, biological repair, based on how your cells absorb and use nutrients. For example, after 60, your body's ability to absorb protein decreases, but certain vitamins, like D, B12, magnesium, and a specific type of amino cofactor, can reactivate those absorption pathways. When you combine them properly, your muscles wake up again. They start responding to even small movements. Your balance improves. Your posture straightens. You walk taller, breathe easier, and feel alive again. I've seen it happen hundreds of times. Seniors who could barely lift their arms, now carrying groceries, gardening, even dancing again. One of my patients, a retired teacher, told me, "Dr. Harrison, I feel like my muscles finally remembered what they were made for." That's the beauty of the human body. It remembers. It's never too late to remind it how to live. But here's the mistake most people make. They think exercise is the solution to muscle loss. Exercise is important, yes, but it's not the foundation. Nutrition is. If you build a house on weak ground, it will collapse, no matter how beautiful it looks. Your muscles are the same. Without the right internal support, they crumble slowly over time. This is why so many older adults say, "I tried everything but nothing works." It's not their fault. They've been told half the truth. Exercise is only one part of the equation. Vitamins are the other half, the invisible half that most people ignore. When I explain this to my patients, I see a mix of relief and disbelief. Relief because there's finally an explanation. Disbelief because it sounds almost too simple. But once they try it, they understand. Their bodies start changing, not through effort, but through alignment with nature. Margaret's transformation was only the beginning. In my clinical studies, I saw people who had been dependent on walking canes regain full mobility. I saw men in their 70s increase their grip strength by 40% without lifting weights. I saw women sleep peacefully for the first time in years because their muscles weren't constantly in pain anymore. And that's when I knew I had to share this with the world. I started giving seminars, speaking to senior communities, teaching how muscle recovery actually works. And every time I told them the same thing. Aging is not the problem. Nutrient neglect is. You see, our modern diets are filled with calories, but empty of what our cells truly need. The muscles crave specific vitamins, not in huge doses, but in balanced, synergistic combinations that activate protein synthesis and collagen restoration. That's the secret. That's how your body rebuilds from the inside out. And once you start supporting that process, everything changes. Your balance, your posture, your energy, even your mood. Because when your muscles grow stronger, your mind follows. You feel capable again, independent, alive. I've spent years developing a simple step-by-step approach that anyone can follow from home. No gyms, no heavy weights, just small daily habits that reawaken your body's own intelligence. And in the next part, I'll show you exactly what I've discovered, the key vitamins that trigger this nighttime muscle repair process, and how you can use them safely and naturally. But before we go there, I want to speak to you from the heart. If you're watching this and you've been feeling discouraged, if you've looked in the mirror and thought, "I'm just getting old," please stop believing that lie. You're not broken, you're not finished, you're simply undernourished. Your body is waiting for you to feed it correctly. The truth is, you still have power over your health. You still have time to rebuild what you've lost, and I'm here to guide you through it. So if you want to understand the science behind this and learn how to start your own regeneration process from home, stay with me for part 2. Because that's where I'll reveal the exact formula that helped Margaret, and hundreds like her, regain strength, confidence, and mobility without stepping foot in a gym. And before we continue, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to this channel and stay connected. Every week I share medically tested ways to rebuild your body naturally, improve your balance, restore energy, and live longer, without pills, surgeries, or frustration. Because growing older doesn't mean growing weaker, it means growing wiser. And when you combine wisdom with science, the results are extraordinary. When I first began studying what happens to the body after 60, I was amazed at how resilient it still is. Even when the muscles are weak, even when the bones are stiff, the body still holds a blueprint for repair. It remembers every movement, every step, every breath you've ever taken. The key is learning how to activate that blueprint again. And the secret lies not in more effort, but in smarter nourishment. In the previous part, I talked about Margaret, a 67-year-old grandmother who went from weakness to walking confidently again. Many people ask me, "Dr. Harrison, what exactly did you give her?" The answer is surprisingly simple. She didn't take steroids, she didn't start a new workout plan, and she didn't buy any expensive supplements advertised on TV. What she took was a very specific combination of vitamins designed to reactivate her muscle-building system while she slept. Now, let me explain how this works. During sleep, your body enters a state called anabolic recovery. This is when your tissues repair themselves, when growth hormones peak, and when your muscles rebuild the fibers broken down during the day. But if your vitamin levels are low, especially vitamins D3, B12, and magnesium, this process becomes incomplete. Your brain sends the repair signals, but your cells don't respond. It's like pressing the start button on a machine that has no power. What we did for Margaret was simple but powerful. We restored that power source. Vitamin D3 helps regulate calcium and phosphorus, essential for strong bones and muscle contractions. Vitamin B12 fuels the red blood cells that deliver oxygen to those muscles. And magnesium acts like a switch. It allows muscles to relax and reset after every contraction. Without magnesium, your muscles stay tense, and tension leads to fatigue. When these nutrients work together, something beautiful happens. The body stops wasting energy on inflammation and starts directing it toward healing. Blood flow improves, nutrient absorption increases, and suddenly the body remembers how to grow again. That's what I call the reactivation effect. Within weeks, Margaret's results were undeniable. Her posture improved, her balance returned, and her confidence soared. But most importantly, she stopped living in fear. Fear of falling, fear of pain, fear of losing her independence. And once that fear was gone, everything changed. Many people think aging means accepting decline, but decline is not destiny. It's a signal that your body needs attention. Once you give it that attention, with the right nourishment and movement, it rewards you with strength, stability, and energy you thought were gone forever. I've seen it happen over and over again. In my clinic, I've had men in their 70s who couldn't get out of bed, without help regain the ability to walk unassisted. I've had women who struggled with chronic fatigue feel youthful energy return within a month. And none of it came from magic. It came from understanding what your body is missing and giving it back. You see, the human body is a remarkable creation. It's not a machine that wears out. It's an organism that adapts. It's constantly renewing itself, constantly searching for balance. The challenge is that after 60, we stop listening to what it's asking for. We replace real food with processed substitutes. We skip sunlight. We sleep less. And all of these small choices slowly drain our natural strength. So when I talk about the nighttime vitamin method, I'm not talking about a quick fix. I'm talking about a restoration process, a way to give back what time has slowly taken away. I often tell my patients this: you can't pour from an empty cup. If your body is drained, your muscles will not rebuild. That's why the bedtime vitamin ritual is so powerful. It refills the cup overnight. When you take the right nutrients before sleep, your bloodstream carries them directly to your cells while your body rests. Your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, and your energy system focuses on repair. It's in those quiet hours of the night that real transformation happens. Margaret's success inspired me to take this further. I began testing this approach on hundreds of seniors, some active, others completely sedentary, and the results were consistent. Within 21 days, most participants reported more morning energy, improved balance, and less pain. Within 45 days, we could measure visible changes: thicker muscle fibers, stronger grip, and better endurance. But something else happened that I didn't expect. Their minds started changing too. They began to feel hope again. One man, 72 years old, told me, "Doctor, I feel like I'm aging backward." That's the power of renewal. When your muscles wake up, your mind follows. Let's talk science for a moment. Vitamin D3 increases muscle protein synthesis, the process by which your body creates new muscle fibers. B12 boosts nerve health, ensuring that your brain can communicate effectively with every muscle in your body. Magnesium calms the nervous system, reduces cramping, and helps regulate sleep cycles. And when you combine these with a small amount of omega fats, you get a synergy that fuels your recovery on every level. Think of it like a musical orchestra. If one instrument is missing, the music feels off. But when all are in harmony, the result is beautiful. That's what happens when your body receives the right vitamins at the right time. Now, I know many people might wonder, Dr. Harrison, can I just eat better instead of taking vitamins? Absolutely. Food should always come first. But here's the truth. Most modern diets don't provide the density of nutrients we need, especially for seniors. The soil our vegetables grow in is depleted. The processed food we eat strips away natural minerals. Even healthy eaters are often deficient. That's why strategic supplementation, under medical guidance, becomes essential. If you're listening to this and thinking, that sounds complicated, don't worry. It's not. Here's what I tell all my patients. Start small. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Begin by establishing a simple nightly ritual. 30 minutes before bed, take a gentle dose of your essential vitamins, D3, B12, and magnesium, preferably with a light snack or warm milk. Then, give your body what it craves most: rest. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to do intense workouts. Even light stretching or slow walks during the day will amplify the results. Because once your body starts absorbing nutrients properly, even small movements stimulate new growth. Over time, you'll begin to notice subtle changes: less stiffness when you wake up, more energy in your step, deeper sleep, and the return of balance and coordination. It's your body thanking you for listening. I often get letters from patients saying, "Doctor, I never thought I'd feel strong again." And every time I read those words, I'm reminded why I do this work. Because strength isn't about lifting weights. It's about reclaiming control over your body, your health, and your future. You see, when you rebuild your muscles, you rebuild your independence. You stop relying on others. You start living again. You walk without fear of falling. You lift your grandchildren. You travel, you laugh, you move, because you trust your body again. That's what real healing looks like. The media often tells you to accept decline, to settle for less. But I refuse to accept that narrative. I've seen too many miracles to believe aging is the end. It's just another chapter, one that can be lived with strength, vitality, and grace. So if you're listening to me right now, I want you to make a promise to yourself. Tonight, when you go to bed, take that first step. Nourish your body, rest your mind, and let the healing begin. You don't need to chase youth. Your body still remembers it. You just have to remind it. In the coming weeks, I'll be sharing more details about the specific blends I recommend, including the natural sources of these vitamins that you can find in everyday foods. I'll also show you gentle at-home exercises that enhance the effects of the nighttime vitamin method without putting strain on your joints. But for now, I want you to focus on one thing: consistency. Healing takes time, but every night counts. Every small action builds momentum. And before you know it, you'll wake up one morning, stretch your arms, and realize the pain is gone. The weakness is fading. You feel strong again. That's not a dream. That's your biology working for you, not against you. And as your doctor and your guide, I'm here to remind you that you deserve to feel this way. You deserve strength, peace, and energy, no matter your age. So if this message resonates with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you love, a parent, a friend, a neighbor who needs hope. Because the truth is, health grows when it's shared. And before you go, remember to subscribe to this channel, leave a comment, and tell me how you're starting your journey. Your story might inspire someone else to begin theirs. Together, we're building a community of stronger, healthier, wiser people who refuse to let age define them. Because at the end of the day, aging isn't about counting the years behind you. It's about celebrating the strength within you. This is Dr. Michael Harrison, reminding you that every night is an opportunity to rebuild, every sunrise a chance to renew, and every choice a step closer to the strong, confident, and vibrant person you were meant to be. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next video.